And bonjour, this is Bruno. I say bonjour appropriately today because I'm in Paris. And I'm, of course, wearing my official branded hat with Tie the Tiger. You're listening to LARVOL CLIN, Building in Public, the Wikipedia of cancer data. And I'm today with Daniel Yarabillo, who is going to join me in Chicago for AACR, the big cancer research conference, and later on, probably ASCO. And today we're going to talk about ASCO in particular and how LARVOL can help prepare for a conference like ASCO. And it's a good topic because the abstracts, or at least the title of the abstract for ASCO, was just released a day or so ago. So, Daniel, welcome to the podcast. You're a regular of the podcast, and I'll let you walk the audience through how CLIN aims to create extraordinary value for its user. By the way, there's a free version of CLIN. Inquire about it, and we also love to give demo to all of you as users. So reach out to me, reach out to Danielle, put a comment, subscribe, like, and now I pass the microphone to my co-host Daniel Jaramillo.
Sure. So, I mean, if you haven't used CLIN or haven't played around with it, CLIN is basically your one-stop shop for everything oncology data. And if you're planning to attend ASCO or AACR or any other oncology conference, it's a really good tool to plan your attendance and to kind of get an idea of what's going to happen and everything. It's fully one-stop shop. You'll get to see it. So I, from the bottom, logged into CLIN, went to the conferences tab. I found ASCO and the upcoming conferences right over here. We have 1,500 or so titles published for it and 107 Twitter reactions. ASCO, of course, is the Oscars of oncology, so people start tweeting about it really early on. So we'll click on the conference and we'll kind of see what's been going on X, on formerly Twitter. Right, so we've got 107 people tweeting about it, some positive comments already. We haven't heard the results for this trials, but some positive comments already, some practice changing comments already. Some people are really rooting for some of these trials. So over here, you can see the top trials that are being mentioned. If that's kind of not what you're into, we also have some other dashboards for you. What are the top influencers? What are the top companies? AZ, of course, has a lot of buzz going on for them. And then the top trials by influencers, right? So who's saying what on what? If you scroll down here, we have all of the titles that are linked to trials and their Twitter reactions underneath, right? So you know that this is late-breaking live plenary session that is expected to happen. There's an oral. You can bookmark this if you're not attending, or if you are attending and you just want to stay in touch and be able to reference this later. You can bookmark this publication, this abstract in this case, and over here on your little sidebar, you can check what the bookmark information you have is. And then that'll allow you to just keep tabs on what people have been saying on that on Twitter, what other stuff has been published on this specific publication, right? So any notes that you have on it, author's work, affiliations, all of that, we keep it nice and streamlined for you. And we recently rolled out a function so you can have your conference planner right on CLIN as well. So if you click on planner, it'll open, and I have this prepared for us in advance. It'll open a conference planner that shows you every single session that is happening. We have them tagged down to anything, so you can check by industry, you can check by MOAs, you can check by session. We have all the details for your session. So if you're really trying to schedule and plan ahead and strategize what sessions you're going to attend, when are you going to attend them, who on your team is going to what, then this tool is fantastic. We have a more powerful version of this that, well, not more powerful, it's the exact same, but a lot more people are used to Excel. But the online planner is fantastic if you want to share notes and add stuff to it. So just to give you an idea, of course, we're very well ahead of the conference, and there's not much data on this, but as soon as data is being released for each of the sessions, we will add it and update it as close to live as we can. So you can have a full-on plan of how your attendance to ASCO, or how your attendance to AACR, how your attendance to any conference is going to be for you and your team members, so that you make sure that you don't miss any sessions or any publications. And if you're not attending, or you're attending online and you just want to stay on top of everything, we, back on CLIN, we update our social media analysis or social media listening as close to live as we can as well. So you can go into this at the end of the day and just basically check out of what was said at ASCO, regardless if you could or couldn't see it, and maybe you saw it on social media, how has that spread of comments happened? Was this trial really practice changing? Was this trial really negative? Were there mixed reactions on this trial? Right? Go ahead and compare. So whether you are an industry professional that's working hand in hand with patients or treatment facilities, or somebody in pharma that's designing trials and just wants to, keep an eye on what the competition is doing, this is a fantastic tool to have. And this is us only focusing on the conference part. Like, you can do a lot more stuff on it, but since this is a pre-ASCO podcast, I'm going to kind of help you strategize and start planning your ASCO visit. We wanted to focus on just this. Bruno, I don't know if you want to add any color to
It
what I
is
just described.
the feature you're focusing on is, of course, our conference coverage feature, and we cover the top cancer conference. I think about 35 of them have a presence on our platform. But what's interesting to me about conferences, and I learned that over the year, is that conferences represent 80%. I'm making that number up, but percent of all of the activity, all of the data, all of the data disclosure, all of the interest, all of the work probably of competitive intelligence professional is around the conference, and especially around the top conferences. We're also issuing a tracker, a calendar of the top conferences. And of course, number one, ASCO, this one. Number two, ESMO, the European equivalent. Of course, for people doing hematology, liquid tumor, it's ASH and EHA. And then you've got a few other specialty conference, AACR, the earlier one, right, with a lot more preclinical work. It's happening. We're going to be again at AACR in a couple of days now, Daniel and I. But so my
Actually, I'm
point,
going to just jump in and do a wild pitch on that, because I think it's a
yes,
great little
yes, yes.
segue. If you are attending AACR and you want to see your snacks, no, producer, drop the screen. I need to focus on me here.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. That's a
If
fun
you are
announcement.
attending
Yes.
AACR, I had a bit of a sleepless night a couple nights ago, and I decided to put together a little app that allows you to track the snacks at the conference. So if you're walking around AACR and you see that J&J has really good cookies and you just need to share it with everyone, go to Eat Itinerary, that's Eat, E-A-T, itinerary.fun. It's fully free to use. I don't even require a login. It's probably going to cost me a bunch of money to run that server, but I have strong opinions about coffee. So knowing your opinion on what coffee is best is really important for me, my morale, and for instance, Bruno's morale. Because if I'm not performing, he's not performing, nobody's performing, we're all very sad. Go to Itinerary, put in your snacks, share it with your friends.
So
I need people on
there's a
that.
link between that and cancer. If you this podcast is of course about cancer data and about CLIN, but itinerary.fun is a side app for AACR. And if it works for AACR, I think Daniel is going to adjust a new version for ASCO and so on later on. So it's going to be
We'll do
fun.
it for
And it
ASCO,
shows.
yeah. Actually, if ASCO wants me to do AACR for them, I'm here. I don't know,
Um,
reach out, do something.
yes, yes, yes. But by the way, there's another link to CLIN, and it's the power of AI and the fact that the world of AI, the world of programming, the world of data is changing so quickly. You have an idea, and within a few hours, or in Daniel's case, a sleep-less night, he prompted his way into a functional website. Uh, and that's
I
amazing. That's wonderful to me.
I did build most of the backend myself because I don't trust vibe coded backends, but
Oh,
that's
you didn't want to vibe code. Okay. All right. So let's go back to our topic. But I have one more comment regarding the ASCO example of CLIN. So the ranking of the top trial, which is really the core of all of this. What are the most important, the most impactful clinical trial data discussed every day of ASCO and then in totality for ASCO? This is the most important tracker, and if more important than the food and snack tracker than Daniel is talking
True.
about. Now,
That is
that
true.
tracker is not Daniel's opinion, it's not Bruno's opinion, it's not Mark Rambling's opinion, it's not Shahir Sheikh, a great producer, thank you, Shahir's opinion. None of that. It's the opinion of 6,000 oncologists that we track. So we have identified a panel of 6,000 oncologists, and we are sampling and tracking their reaction to any piece of data, any disclosure about these trials. And then the AI is coding the sentiment of their reaction, right? Anything from negative commentary, they're the most interesting one, and we manually QC these, to practice changing data. And so each of these bars represent the coding of reactions from actual oncologists on X. Now, we had the question several times, should you move to Blue Sky? Should you move to LinkedIn? We tried both. And I mean, obviously, some people moved to Blue Sky. Many of them came back to X because the conversation was not sufficient. It's one of these cases, and there's a critical mass of conversation. It doesn't happen. It's a very strong network effect. And same thing on LinkedIn. People do not have really true conversation on LinkedIn. They post, they have comments occasionally, but there's no real conversation. A thread of 5 or 10 oncologists discussing the result of a clinical trial. So after all these attempts, we went back ourselves and recommitted to X as a place to monitor that conversation.
Yeah, it really is where everybody's still doing it. Maybe at some point people will start commenting on other platforms, but until then, that's true. Critical mass. It's where it's at. It's where all the comments happen. Even if there's something on Blue Sky, it won't get enough traction. So until then,
if you're listening to this, we have a couple of minutes before we close, and you're familiar with LARVOL CLIN, or maybe you're not familiar with LARVOL CLIN. A few things to do. Well, first, comment or message Danielle or message myself, and we can give you a full demo. We can also give you a pilot access to the platform, and maybe that would help prepare for ASCO. It's still early enough. A lot of people are still working very hard now, actually, on
we'll give you a short trial run in which you'll be
right.
almost ready to go, but you'll actually need to get CLIN so you can go.
Yes,
We're very good
yes.
at it. Don't worry.
But and we would love to say hello at both ACR and then ASCO as well, by the way. Daniel is bringing with him some very good coffee samples from Colombia, and we'll distribute it to some of our friends and new and old at the conference. So we about to get to the end. Daniel, I'll let you give the final word, either about ASCO, about CLIN, or about ASCO and CLIN together.
Well, if you're planning your visit to ASCO and maybe you use some other sort of planner, I think the critical mass comment is important as well. If you're using a planner, regardless if it's our planner or some of our competitors' planner, we love them. They're not as good as ours, but we love them. You want to have the planner where the critical mass of information is at, and that's CLIN, right? You not only have the planner, we've got all of the social listening to it. We have all of the trial information dating back to the first publications. We track the smallest of conferences in some cases. So if they spoke at a little ground round in the middle of Boise, Idaho, and if you're from Boise, Idaho, I'm really sorry for you. We'll sometimes even track that. So you want to be where the critical mass of information is, and that's CLIN. So reach out or inquire about the free accounts or the free trials that we offer, depending on your clinician or if you are on pharma that relationship will be different. And we look forward to seeing you on CLIN and at AACR and ASCO soon.
Okay. Au revoir from Paris.
Ciao, ciao.